Siete, Basement Chat number 7. Brought to you right here at our second home, Evo 9X. Proud sponsor of the Basement Chat in USSSA, New Jersey, as well as proud sponsor of our D&E conference, Jim.
Absolutely.
Jim, give us a rundown on Evo 9X.
Evo 9X is located here at 308 Campus Drive in Edison, New Jersey. The thing that I like the best about Evo 9X is the people here. You can order a team package leading into the season. A lot of the teams playing in our USSSA program, Rip, are wearing some of those very same team packages. Very, very easy to order.
Yes, Jim. Touching some of the products they have, I know they do football, lacrosse.
Basketball, Rip, is actually one of the bigger ones. I know they make a lot of uniforms for youth baseball and girls fast pitch. A lot of the teams are able to order more than one color, and also they have an in-house staff of graphic designers, which makes it very easy if you can come into Evo 9X especially and work with the designer to get the logo that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, they cover all things sports, basically, folks. Folks, to my left is Olga Ganeri, U-Trip player in New Jersey, softball player, softball guru, so to speak, a little bit. Also a big reason why this year the USSSA New Jersey Conference is back. New Jersey player rep, very recent D-State champion. My man and pitcher for the Assassins, Olga Ganeri. Olga, you've worn the Evo 9X uniforms the last couple of years since their inception, basically. How do you feel about the product itself?
Really good product, very comfortable to wear, great return on your product, just fabulous. I mean, just a great company and very well known now. They're getting around.
Folks, if you have it there, if there's a guy in the mountain all day long in the heat, if he says they're comfortable and they're breathable, they got to be the uniform you want to go with. Jim, let's recap the last couple of weeks in USSSA, if you would.
Rip, it's been a really exciting couple of weeks here in USSSA. We've had some very, no pun intended, some very hot action out on the diamond. A few weeks ago, we had our Smash It Sports NIT, which was held at Drum Point Park in Brick. There was some absolutely top-notch competition at the Smash It NIT that day. Now, the highlight of the first round, the two gentlemen off to my left here were involved in that game. TNT and the Assassins going extra innings. That was a great game. Rip, tell me about it.
Listen, it was a great game, back and forth. I think both teams played a little bit sloppily. I'm not sure for reason for it, really, other than maybe coming out a little lackluster. But I think all you'll agree, neither team really played to its full potential, but it wound up being a good game nonetheless. A lot of back and forth.
Yes, it was. It was a great game. Started out a little slow. By the fourth inning, everybody started to settle in and became very competitive. Started to get a nice crowd watching the game, and just a great game to be involved in.
I agree absolutely, buddy.
Well, talking about a crowd watching the game, the second round, Above All Landscaping, playing the first time this year in New Jersey on one side, Deluxe Baker on the other. Man, there was a nice crowd around for that game, and Rip, that was an intense battle to say the least.
Listen, Jim, anytime you have the Above All team come down, a lot of people don't get to see them, so they want to watch them play and see what it takes to play at that level. And Deluxe, as we've known for years, and Olga, you can attest to it, is pretty much the benchmark program in New Jersey for local teams to see exactly where you're at. So it's no surprise that a game between them two, A, had high intensity, B, a great battle back and forth before Above All went ahead and pulled away.
Absolutely. And another team that was an impact before the tournament got rained out was Diamond and Ice. Great to have Diamond and Ice come up here to really kind of round out that field in the open. I really would have liked to have seen how Diamond and Ice would have finished had the tournament been able to go to completion.
Yeah, I mean, Diamond Ice is a very good team from Virginia. We do appreciate you guys coming up. They're a C team, Jim, loaded with good hitters. Augie, we've played against them in the past when we were teammates. You know as well as I know, they're a team that can do it on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely, Rip. Them boys could hit it. I mean, they come to play every game, every inning, and they're going to give you a battle every time on the field. You know, they're really a good team, and they're going to be a team to reckon with to see.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Jim, also was the taking place was the lower portion of the Smash NIT.
I was just going to say that, Rip. The lower portion, we didn't, again, complete the tournament due to Mother Nature. The last two teams standing in the lower were Ewing Dirt and TR's Finest. Both teams are having a very nice day. Both teams won 2 games early on. Those two teams, most likely, one of them would have finished out on top in the lower. So
yeah, I agree with that. Both are playing very well.
Very nice tournament. 2 weeks ago, the tournament after that was our E-States, which was also held at Drum Point. Rip, we had 15 very good teams come to battle it out.
It never hurts when you have that many teams out there. I mean, Mother Nature did hold off long enough, you know, for us to get 99% of the tournament in.
That's right.
Give me a rundown, Jim. I know there's a couple of great games going on there. I did have a chance to stop down and see a little bit of it from a distance, but you were hands-on with it. Give me some rundown of what happened there.
You know, the team that impressed me early on was Elite Athletic year. They had a couple of really big wins against some very good teams. I think they had a 22-0 win somewhere, and they were right out of the gate very hot. Those guys, very, very bright future in USSSA. You've seen them.
Yeah, like we touched on a couple of weeks ago, they are led by Nick Piscopo, their coach, veteran Chuck Savate, a.k.a. Pigpen on the mound. But aside from them two, their two sons, Chuck Jr. and Nick Jr., are pretty much the leaders of their team, very talented ball players, so I don't expect to be at the E level very long. And if people get to watching them, it could happen a lot sooner than later of them moving up the levels of softball in New Jersey softball.
Exactly, and they're willing to, they're coachable kids, they're guys that want to get better, they're looking around, they're learning the game, getting used to the USSSA system and how it works. Now, in the winners bracket, came down to two teams that shouldn't really be a surprise for many of you, Dream Worn Sports and 10 Guys.
Listen, Dream Worn Sports is playing great the last month and a half or so, and 10 Guys, like I told you on the beginning of the year in our first episode of Basement Chat, right? The team you don't want showing up to the tournament and you seeing across in the other dugout. They're going to show up to play every day. Augie, you've played against 10 Guys in the past. They're just that team of guys that say, hey, here we are, come get what we're going to give you and see what happens.
100%. Another team that we talk about all the time. They're going to show up. They don't care who's on the other side of the diamond. They're going to show up. They're going to give 150%, and they're in every game. Whether it's a C team, E team, D team, whatever it is, they're going to play it.
Yeah, I agree. They just have all kinds of moxie in them.
Absolutely. Rick Walters, who's the coach, was the pitcher, and he was on fire. He was pitching a very good tournament. Is keeping Dream Worn on their toes in that winners bracket final. Really, really nice tournament for 10 Guys. The rain did shorten the tournament. We got down to the final three teams. Raw Talent and Dream Worn were the last two teams left in the losers bracket. Would have liked to have seen that game played out, but still, 15 good teams came down to play. Some other guys from 10 Guys on the all-tournament team: Ryan Maller, Gary Bush, Brian Hale, Michael Kane, Sean Scorbin, and John Quigley. So
nice job out of you guys. Great job again.
6 out of the 10 Guys.
And Jim, last week in the sweltering heat, I'll say, we had the D states as well.
We did. It was very hot. I was walking around myself, a little fan, and it really helped keep me cool. I can tell you that there were some great battles, and I wasn't surprised to see the final three teams. Just a cut: South Jersey Extreme and Assassins, Rip.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not shocked at all by who won the tournament or who was there at the end. The Assassins, like I said at the beginning of the year, is a very good team. It was also nice, though, to see some of the E teams playing up, to see where they're at. Hey, maybe we belong here. Let's find out if we belong here. And we had a couple of E teams that stepped up and finished rather well, considering that they were playing a level above where they're used to playing.
They are. And one team I'd like to single out and give a little credit to is Bobby Schreiner, and they were entered as the New Jersey Screwballs. That's actually a National Guard team from the base down at McGuire, and that team next week will be representing New Jersey in the National Guard National Tournament. So, guys, very good job coming out and playing. Also, we had both Ease Irish and Wrap It Up, who came, and both of them played very well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wrap It Up did surprise some people finishing fourth. Augie, you've been doing a lot of fishing lately. Maybe they borrowed some of your fishing nets, scoop up some more ground balls to help them get to where they were going. They are a scrappy team, and when they play and they listen and they play as a team, they are a good team. They can do some damage. I'm not surprised by Ease Irish Pub. I'm sure you heard me talk about them.
Absolutely, the Broad Street Bully.
That's right, buddy. Right. I'm not surprised by them either. A very great job by a lot of teams that were involved in the tournament. The MVP of the tournament, co-MVPs actually, pardon me, Frank Morano. Correct. Chris Weingart.
That's right, and also some other studs on the all-tournament team, Johnny Engelman.
And some dude named Augie.
Some guy named Augie, and then his buddy over here.
Yeah, so, he brought his silent mute, Enrique, with him today.
That's right.
So I don't know, maybe his driver or chauffeur, I don't know.
In all seriousness, it was a great tournament. Congratulations to the final three teams. Obviously Assassins, but we really should give a little airtime to South Jersey Extreme. That's a very, very strong team.
There's no doubt about it. I said it before. Mr. Forrest has a very formidable team. When they come prepared to play, they're a dangerous team to play. Augie, you had the privilege of playing against them in the winter bracket final. They had a good lead against Shirley. Give us the rundown on South Jersey Extreme from your point of view.
Well, listen, I'm a pitcher, and I'm all about the defensive end of the game, and I'll tell you what a fun infield they have to watch. I mean, J.J. Martinez, Cheo, Gio, Chris Gabriel, Shaggy at first. Just fun team to watch playing defense in the dirt. I mean, they're all over the place. And I was a little worried about their power. They have a lot of power on the team. And they adjusted well. It was like their first tournament that it was the actual D rules, and they put up a lot of runs, kept the ball in the park, played defense, and had a great day. I
agree with you. I think they are a very good offensive team when you have Ron Dorsey Jr. on your team. And like you mentioned earlier, Shaggy's another wonderful hitter.
Absolutely.
I've seen Gio smash a few balls in the gap himself. So they do have that talent that when it clicks, it could be a problem for anybody they're playing. There's no doubt about that. Also, that played well, Jim. A team that I have high hopes for, Just a Cut.
They did, and Just a Cut had some guys that were absolutely just mashing the ball. Tommy Crohan, who's a veteran on the circuit, was just automatic.
Yeah.
Mike Perrone, who we've mentioned before.
Talented, very, very talented kid who I think in the future won't be playing D-ball if he gets offered that opportunity to step up a level. I think he should take that and really test himself to full because he is loaded with extreme talent.
Just a Cut has a lot of talent, top to bottom. I am thinking they will be a sleeper team at D-Worlds this year.
I agree with you, but I think a big thing for them, a big key for them was the pitching of Frankie Erb. I mean, Frankie's been around a while. Augie, you know, as a guy who's a pitcher, when you have the guy who can make a difference and you trip on the mound, it helps the team behind you. It keeps everybody in the game, and it keeps the flow of the game going, and it doesn't let you have too many lulls to put you to sleep.
Absolutely, 100%. And they play accordingly to Frankie, and he is out there working, keeping them in games, and they have some really big wins this year, and they are really going to surprise people.
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to say from Just a Cut, I like to see them play a little more than what they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that sent checking home at the high-low. You know what I mean? They need to be playing in those big tournaments.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Finding the competition, that's the only thing I would say.
Correct.
So.
Jim, also this week was our Women's State Tournament.
Women's State Tournament was an excellent tournament. I was very happy with our two New Jersey teams, both the Gems and Toxic, who advanced to the finals. You guys have talked a lot about pitching, you know, today. We have Augie on, and it's a natural topic. The pitching in the women's tournament was exceptional in that heat. The MVP of the tournament, Louise O'Donnell from the Gems, she's been around the circuit forever. Carol Tucker from Toxic. Carol had a really tough day. Not everybody saw this, but she actually was hit with a foul ball early in the day, in between the games. Yeah, it was a kind of a slice. It was like watching my brother play golf, you know, slicing the ball off into the woods. So,
I'll tell you one thing I know about Louise from being around and seeing the girls play, and the same thing with Carol. These are time-tested veterans in all conditions of temperatures and weathers. And it proved to be a point.
That's right. And the Gems picked up some veterans. They've recently picked up an Ashley Woodruff.
She's a hitter.
You know, Brittany Ankrum and Lisa Pepin, who had an exceptional tournament.
Great two-way player.
You know, Pep, great job, hit a triple to put the game away in the finals. So it was a really good all-around tournament. Jackie Holliard, managing the Gems, was very happy for her. Now, I also need to compliment Toxic. Toxic plays some very good defense. Candice Carullo, Nicole Alvarez, really, really good two-way players. Annie Lombardi had a strong tournament for Toxic. This is a team that's had the world circled since the beginning of the year.
Listen, I think this is a team, when they have their full team and they put their best 11 players on the field, that they're going to be right there at Worlds. If they click and hit together, like you said, defensively, I think Nicole Alvarez can probably play outfield and men's softball, to be honest with you. She's that good at covering ground.
She rakes. I've seen her make some exceptional catches when I've watched her play. If Toxic has just maybe a little bit of the luck of the Irish, get the right draw, the right couple of bounces, that's a team that could really have a chance to make it to Sunday down in Disney. So.
I wholeheartely agree, and I really hope they do, because I have some vested interest in it as myself, as I'm friends with some of the players on the team.
I know that you are, yes, absolutely. So, great job for the women. We'll be seeing the women again in 2 weeks at our Women's National. We'll be having, I believe, Twisted Sisters from Massachusetts down, as well as two great teams from Long Island, Dirty Habit and Long Island Hurricanes. Hurricanes recently reclassed to the Women's C, and I think they will be a factor also down in Florida.
I mean, the Long Island Hurricanes is just a team that's, I mean, like I said, how many tournaments do we have to say about them? They're a time-tested team as well. They're always there when the chips are down.
And they do the little things. They take the BP. They're out there playing pepper. Very well coached by Bob DeAngelis.
Yes.
You know, really very impressed with the Hurricanes.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So,
Coming up this weekend, Jim, we go to the Maryland Major.
You know, Rip, I really wish I could be at the Maryland Major, and you know, there's some really talented teams down there. One team that we, you know, really should mention is Mr. Mooch, and
multiple world ring winner.
That's right, the Precision Boys, and we haven't really talked a lot about Mooch. For those of you watching Basement Chat who aren't familiar, one of our New Jersey players in the Trenton area, Mooch, is the pitcher for Precision, which is one of the best teams in the whole country. Mooch will be leading his boys into battle against some of the New Jersey teams. Above all, Deluxe, TNT will be down there. Rip, let's take a look at some of these first-round games.
Listen, just to touch on Mooch's team, Precision, they're not coming with their full team, but anytime you have a guy who's pitched at the A major level for a decade plus, multiple worlds, got to be a team that you got to think's got to be right in it when the chips come to push.
They'd be on my card, circled.
I think for above all, this is going to be a tournament for them to get the ship right in time for Worlds. I expect them to actually get out of here with a tournament win, to be honest with you. Deluxe, Augie, as you know, they're going down, recently bumped to B. But that means nothing to Deluxe. A, B, C, or D, they're going to show up all whenever it matters and just play.
You know, let me touch on that. Right from the start of the year, you know, we've been talking to Billy Sampolsky about Deluxe. They brought up 6 or 7 players that played at the D level last year.
Right.
And the plan all along with Deluxe was they would play open tournaments, see how the chips fall, what do they have with the veterans, with the new players, and the decision was made, hey, we're ready for the B level. So, you know, they're bumping up there. They're starting out with Diamond Elite, which is a D team out of Baltimore.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I'm sure Diamond Elite, a hometown, is going to have a little bit of fire in them, but I fully expect Deluxe to win that game, Jim.
Well, Billy Sampolsky will have that team ready to go. That I can promise you. Now,
yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Rip, your TNT guys are getting a tough draw. You're starting off with a team called All In, which is a B team out of Pittsburgh.
Conference team, yeah.
Conference team, Rip. You know, what do you think there?
Listen, it's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to come out ready to play. If we come out any kind of lackadaisical, I can tell you where we're going to be. My worst 2 words, right? Losers bracket.
That's right.
But you got to come out ready to play. And listen, 8 homers, anything's a possibility. But you got to be ready to go from Jump Street. You can't wait to the 3rd inning and expect to be in the game against a conference team.
Sure. Now, Augie, you've played against a lot of these teams.
Yes.
There are some other teams that are going to be at this Maryland Major tournament that I'm impressed with. CGR House Money, Diamond and Ice, who was up here in New Jersey. Is there anybody else that's on your radar?
Well, B&B should be a surprise team. Well, not really a surprise team because they're legit and they're going to go in there to win it just like above all. And, you know, CGR, you know, you got to, like Rip said, if you don't come out ready to play, you're going to go into the losers bracket.
And B&B is from North Carolina, I
North
believe?
Carolina.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
It's a lot of conference experience. We happen to see them, TNT happen to see them early in the year down in Virginia Beach. They're a team that I wouldn't take lightly for any reason whatsoever because you will be on the upside down of that for sure.
Okay, so that'll bring us up to this weekend here in New Jersey. Now, hopefully this is going to be by the time most of you are watching the Basement Chat. It'll be sunny skies on Friday, but we'll see what the weather brings. The E-Conference will be held out in Reddington.
Yeah. Along out there, they'll have the Balloon Festival up there in Reddington, right?
They got the balloon.
That'll be the only balls flying in the sky, because let's be honest, in E you can't hit home runs because you'll be OE.
That's right.
So you can show up in your jorts, whatever you want to do. Plus, there won't be a lot of chicks around because chicks really don't want E-ball players. That's why they're single. Dom Pilla.
How you doing?
G-Money.
How you doing?
You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, you want to get it up? Step up a notch, boys, but this is your E-Conference Finals. Go out and win one for your team. You know what I mean? Get ready for Worlds. Here we go. First round matchups, Jim.
All kidding aside, Rep, there's going to be some very good first round matchups. The first one, Dream Worn Sports and the High Haters.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Right,
Those guys in the room.
Dream Worn playing arguably the best bowl over the last month and a half, along with 10 guys. I expect, but the High Haters is a team not to sleep on, Augie. I mean, I got to be honest with you. This goes either way, but I think I'm going to take Dream Worn myself personally to win the game just because of the way they've been playing lately.
Absolutely. I think Dream Worn is just, they're sealing right now, and you know, they're going to be impressive, and hopefully they stay on the same line and get ready for Worlds. Just keep it going.
I couldn't agree more.
The Ease Irish Pub taking on TLC Sports Gear. That should be an excellent game. Rip, any thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I can't go against my boys, right?
That's
Broad
right.
Street Bullies, Philly's finest, baby.
Jared,
Tell them, Augie.
Absolutely. Jared Gardner.
Co-sponsor Geno Steaks next year, possibly. Who knows?
Who knows? Give me 2, no wit. You know what I mean?
That's right. Now, the game, Rip, that I think will be really the game I think could go either way. Red Eye, which is East Shore Sports now from Delaware, coming up. They're going to be playing OSD.
Listen, where is OSD's focus is my question, Jim. I hear a little rumblings about the camp. Some guys not too happy. Some other guys are happy. Is this the weekend we say, hey, listen, let's put everything aside, get locked in, we got business to take care of, and come out and play? Or do they come out not focused, and Red Eye East Shorts gives them a backhand across the chops?
Well, pitching has been a big theme of our basement chat today, and I know that Tracy Perkins at the E level, one of the strongest, he's going to move the ball around, he's going to throw strikes. If he has to put the team on his back, he will do that. Anthony Roberts, A-Rob, also very well liked in that dugout. So hopefully,
listen, I hope to have their whole full team, because I know when it comes to a big tournament like this, if Albie Roman's there, he's not going to let nothing detract him from the one goal they went there for.
There you go. So we'll see with that game. That's the game that I really want to watch. That'll be over at Pickle Park. The game before that will be Titan Trucking / GPS / Bullet Club
Bang Bang /
whatever against the Wrap It Up Grill team.
Yeah,
so,
Coach Smitty boys. Do they stay on the high from last week, or do they come crashing down?
If they show up with the same level of intensity and play on both sides of the ball that they had at the D-States, they should be the favorite in this tournament. I'll go on record saying that. Which Wrap It Up team will show up, that I don't know yet, but they do have a lot of upside.
Well, correct, Jim. I agree with you. Jim, one thing I want to touch on is that we haven't really told nobody about this little kind of a secret between you and I, is that we're going to do our own basement chat all-conference team. So when you coaches, make sure you get all your stats in and everything. It's not going to be the only measurement level for what we feel will make the basement chat all-tournament team in both the D and E level, but it helps us decide if there's a tweener where it may go, because we've watched a lot of ball this year, and we have a good mind of who we feel belongs on each conference team.
Correct, and we really need the participation from the coaches to send us those stats. You know, I've sent out several texts, I've sent out emails. You know, I'm not sure if I need to send out, you know, Hallmark cards to some of these coaches, Rip, to get the stats.
Maybe an edible arrangement or something like that. But, you know, listen, if worse comes to worse, we're not totally sure. We can always lean on our boy over here, Augie. I'm sure he has some insight. He's played all year against a lot of these teams.
That's right, and he is the player rep, so, you know, he's been invaluable in this whole process.
He could be the tiebreaker vote, Jimmy.
He could be. Some predictions, guys.
Shut up, Enrique. Go ahead.
Some predictions, fellas. On
the guy never shuts his mouth. What do you want me to do?
Well, you know, I got the headless horseman behind me.
I hear you.
Some predictions, guys.
That's a witch's tit in here. Sorry.
It is very hot. Some great uniforms.
Listen, conference final predictions. I'm going to go with the team that Augie said seems to be peaking at the proper time. I'm taking Dream Warren.
I'm going with Dream Warren also, but I'm telling you, Schmitty's boys, I think, are going to come to play. I really do, and I think they're going to be ready. And if they play like they played last weekend, they're going to win this thing.
Listen, their only problem all year, and I've said it all year, showing up on time and catching a ball.
Yep.
You cure those two things, it's a different squad.
Yes.
I don't like to give predictions, guys, but I do think that East Shore Sports, the Delaware team, that could be the sleeper team. I think that's a team that a lot of people are going to fall asleep on.
It's a great possibility, Jim, because they've been up here before, and where were they when we got down to the end? Right there, no?
They were in the Final Four at Mercer, you know, lost a tough game to 10 guys. That's my sleeper pick, is the Delaware boys. So
duly noted, buddy.
So moving on, next week we'll be having a very, very nice tournament at Mercer County Park. As many of you know, the first 2 weeks in August for the last 27, 28 years have been synonymous with great softball at Mercer County Park. This year should be no exception. The Super Summer Slammer Tournament. Rip, you've played in this tournament before.
The old Triple S.
That's right.
Usually brings out New Jersey's best. You get a team from here and there that comes down to also participate in it. Scheduled on now, TNT, Deluxe, Above All, Flipping Kills / Flipping Keys, pardon me, / Millville PD.
That's right.
Help. Will be there, and you also have the D conference guys will be there as well, which would bring us the Ewing Dirt, Augie's own Assassins, Styx's boys, who I think are ready to turn the page here, get around the corner, PSB, a team we spoke about earlier who have come to play, will get everybody fit, South Jersey Extreme.
Yep.
Diamond Nation's coming out, Mohawk, who played well this past weekend, played pretty decent, and the Owies team that nobody ever wants to see, but always seems to get everybody fits. 10 guys.
Well, it should be a very, very nice D-Conference event next week. I definitely would like to hear Augie's thoughts on some of the teams we have not talked about. You know, outside of the South Jersey Extreme, outside of the Assassins. Take a look at this list, Augie. There are 1 or 2 teams here that you think can really dance a little bit.
If you need, you can lean on Enrique. He's got a good eye.
Yes. Well, I'm looking at, right now, I'm looking at PSB. It's time for them to turn it around. And I think this is a tournament that they're going to do so. Unfortunately, they have been rained out quite a few times this year. They haven't been on the field as much as they wanted to be. But Sticks is going to get these boys ready. They come to play. It's another team that they just come to play. He gets them fired up. The dugout's always fired up, and they're ready to show up and play.
I agree. I had a pleasure watching them last week, and I can tell you the top half of their lineup is some hidden fools.
Absolutely.
Those boys can hit it.
Absolutely.
Agreed. So the D Conference should be a very, very nice event, and you know, the rest of the Summer Slammer tournament, there might be some people that are watching the basement chat that might not be a D level or an open level player. The rec tournament will have excellent competition. Now we're taking the rosters in advance this year for the rec portion. So you're not going to be seeing any tournament teams hiding behind names like Joe's Pizza or...
Which is a great idea, by the way.
Things like that. So none of the teams in the rec tournament will be allowed in the rec tournament without having a roster. So we want to try to see if we can get some more of the league teams that are out there that maybe haven't tried a tournament to kind of come on out and play. We'll be doing the rec minus both the first and
come out, have a good time, banging around the yard a minute.
Absolutely. And not only that, but on the next field, you'll be able to take a look and watch the TNTs or the Deluxe Bakeries or the D Conference teams. So it'll be a very, very nice tournament. Now the first weekend we'll be also having the women's 5-game guarantee as well as the women's E. So there's tournament teams and league teams. The tournament teams are playing 2 days, and then the second weekend, okay, we are looking very, very strong for co-ed. So if there are a few co-ed tournament teams out there or co-ed league teams, because we're having 2 divisions, also the league division team be run by Chris Masterson. We invite you to come on out and play. I think we've already got something like 20 teams signed up, Rip, for co-ed. So
that's nice. Good turnout right there.
Yep. The Woodbat the second weekend. The E Plus will be the second weekend, and the Rec Minus again. So
it's a lot of divisions and a lot of bowl.
Yeah. No. All in all, I mean, I'm really looking forward to Super Summer Slammer. If there are teams out there that are still interested in playing, you know, there's a Facebook page for the Summer Slammer. My information is out there. Please contact myself or Kirk to get yourself entered. So, Rip, that's...
listen, I appreciate it. It was a great show overall. Once again, I'd like to thank our special ghost, I wish he was a ghost when we were facing him, that's for sure. Our special guest, good friend of mine, Augie Gennari, fresh off, coming off his battle with yellow belly malaria. I appreciate him coming down. Folks, once again, we can't thank you enough every time you tune in. Please share it, let your friends know. We'll be back soon. Good luck to everybody playing. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you.